연패의 상황이고 연세트를 내주고 있는 상황이기 때문에 좀 어려운 상황이었는데
올라가긴 올라가는데 담원기야? 약간 이런 상황에서
연패를 끌어냅니다. 담원기야. 아니 어떻게 톡을 타요?
담원기아에 대한 기대치도 많은 팬분들한테 좀 깊은 인상을 줬을 것 같아요.
KT 올라가는데요, KT.
2라운드에 무서운 흐름을 보여주고 있는 KT네요. 점점 여름이 깊어지면 깊어질수록 다 날뛰네요.
와, 썸머의 KT. 아직 KT의 썸머는 끝나지 않았죠.
KT가 플레이오프를 가는 그림인데요.
보입니다. 플레이오프가 보여요.
3년 만에 KT의 여름이 답을 했습니다. KT가 플레이오프로 갑니다.
And check out the one here for Damwon Kia versus KT Rolster. It is KT's first playoffs since franchising versus Damwon Kia, their 8th in a row here. So pretty incredible the difference between these two teams' recent forms as franchise history. It was around 2. Damwon Kia losing to every playoff team here in this list, of course, and having a rougher end of the season, whereas KT definitely on the up and up towards the end here, only dropping games to T1, close series there. Live Sandbox, of course, who they did basically beat, and then Genji, which was also a close series. So KT definitely having most people's favor because of their recent form. Yeah, even the last series against Genji, they were one of the only teams to take one game off of Genji. That is a tough feat. T1 the only one to beat them in a matchup. Now take a look at this top matchup. We have Nuguri, maybe not for game 1, but in terms of the stats, this is what we have prepared because this was the expected matchup.
Absolutely. Forward percentage #1 in the LCK, something that has come back to bite him a little bit in some of the laning games, but he's been a very impressive laner, even on tank champions, and I think that's really the big standout here. So because we do have Birdall starting tonight, the expectation is maybe we'll see a shift in terms of the drafting here. But the man on the other side of the rift really needs no introduction. He is the solo kill machine here. 3rd in KDA because his team is actually sitting down at the lower part of the playoff bracket. But in terms of what this guy has done in the lane, no one is coming even close.
Yeah, nobody's subbing out Rascal, that's for sure. Nobody's going to take his spot because he is one incredibly important piece of the puzzle here for KT.
Look at these solo kill stats across the last 2 years of professional play. First, with 20 plus. Every time. And of course, going into the next matchup here, we're talking about and Canyon versus Aiming, right? In terms of individual players and their performances, not a matchup on the Rift. Canyon has been the carry for Damwon Kia. He's played so many different champions this season. He has an extremely wide pool. His kill participation and his damage share are going to be incredibly high. He has #1 damage share on all junglers across the league because of his Karthus play, but also because he's been so involved in late game team fights for them. Has often been the engage tool that Damwon needs. He needs to be the one who's setting up Duck Dom in these critical moments, but Aiming on the other side, he's just got the #1 damage share for 80 carries in an 80 carry meta.
Yeah, it's a really crazy thing that Aiming has done. Much of the way of Prince, just that Aiming's kind of been here for a little bit longer with this team. And yeah, really stepping it up this season when they needed it most. A lot of teams that haven't had strong carry performances from their 80 carries have struggled a little bit, including Damwon, which is a team that we expected with Duck Dom and Kellen coming into the bottom lane to only get stronger. I almost feel like it hasn't really changed much down there on the bottom side, kind of going against the grain of what we all thought.
Yeah. And over here for some objective control stats here, notice that the soul percentage not very strong here for Damwon Kia. A lot of the times when they win, it is in dominant wins where you don't get to that point, but KT Rolster have had better Dragon control and better Prio control, which is something you won't see on this graph in terms of lanes, especially on 12-14. So the expectation is that KT Rolster will draft for control for Rascal top side, control for Aiming bottom side, and we'll see if Showmaker can stand up to Vikla, Rookie of the Year, who's had such a great last few weeks of play. It's really just individual players across the board that we trust in for KT Rolster here in a meta where that laning phase is so important. Whereas for Damwon Kia, you trust the experience that this roster has. Even with Birdall on the lineup here, he's played with this team for quite some time. He's scrimmed with this team for quite some time. And it's a Damwon Kia. You expect the teamwork could be better on their best day, and they will have to have their best day tonight.
Yeah, well, guys, we do have the coaches' interview ready to go. Let's check that out before these matches.
저희가 한타 구도 잡는 거에 대해서 사실 아직 팀 커뮤니케이션이 안 되는 부분이 많았었는데 그 부분을 좀 중점적으로 준비하려고 했어요. 그래서 좋은 결과 있었으면 좋겠습니다. 에이밍 선수 너무 잘하더라고요. 그래서 그리고 빅나 선수도 콜업된 선수인데도 불구하고 되게 잘해주고 있는 것 같아서 확실히 많이 경계되고 있습니다. 확실히 한타, 그러니까 버돌 선수를 기용한 이유 중 제일 큰 건 용한타 같은 걸 훨씬 더 좀 저희가 필요한 콜들을 잘 메꿔주는 것 같아서 기용하게 됐습니다. 올해 내내 젠지 T1을 이겨본 적이 없어서 꼭 가서 이기는 모습을 보여드리고 싶습니다.
네, 일단 1차적인 목표로 제가 미디어데이 때 프로에 진출해야 다음이 있다고 이야기를 했었는데 굉장히 다행이라고 생각하고 이제 다음 목표를 향해 좀 잘 해야 될 것 같습니다. 빅나 선수 성향상 뭐 긴장을 크게 한다던가 이런 건 없고 자신감도 넘쳐서 다른 선수들이 베테랑 선수들이 많기 때문에 잘 잡아줄 거라고 생각하고 있습니다. 상대팀 탑도 교체됐던데 또 거기에 따른 저희도 생각해둔 방향이 있어서 거기에 잘 대응하면 될 것 같습니다. 이제 맨날 선수들한테 좀 강조했던 게 실전은 연습처럼 연습은 실전처럼이라고 했는데 오늘도 연습이라 생각하고 부담감 안 가지고 잘 임했으면 좋겠습니다. 오늘 경기 반드시 이길 수 있도록 최선을 다해서